Welcome back to my channel. I'm Chris, and this is part 2 of learning to monetize a print-on-demand shop from scratch. If you haven't seen the first video, you can check out the link in the description, or it'll be somewhere around here. And without further ado, let's get on with it. All right, so first order of business, we need to get some designs for our print-on-demand shop. So since I, like I said in last episode, don't have much design experience whatsoever, I hopped on over to Fiverr, where you can hire out design work, video editing work, whatever kind of work that you don't know how to do, you can hire that out. People will charge some money for doing that work for you. All right, with that little reintroduction of Fiverr out of the way, let's hop over to the computer and I'll show you how exactly I found a good designer, as well as found good items to give to the designer so that she could make some good products for me. All right, so here we are over back on Fiverr. I gave a little introduction in this on Fiverr on my first video here. Yeah, we'll just hop back in this. So if you look at my search here, you can see that I've looked up like t-shirt designing. That's how I found my designer. And so I just searched t-shirt designing. I saw like a whole bunch of stuff in here. And I saw like a whole bunch of these had like the same exact name. Like I will do creative typography, whatever, etc. Typography, like so many of these had like the same name. So it kind of just like felt like spam to me. Like I kind of felt like it was just like honestly like kind of like a sweatshop, and they weren't actually gonna give me too much like quality work. I even messaged like a few of these people, and it just didn't seem like I was really clicking with my designer. And I feel like the designer is like a person you'd really want to click with, because these initial designs aren't going to be the only designs that we're going to need. Like eventually down the road, we're going to need some new designs. So it'd be good to just like build some rapport with the person that's going to be designing your stuff, so you can go back to them. So let's see. I use these filtering type stuff towards the top, and looked up, like, for example, like I speak English, so I made sure that they speak English. I'm awake during United States time, so I made sure that they lived in the United States. I just applied that and see where it brought me. I just was scrolling through here, looking at some people's designs, messaged a few of them, and then eventually I just stumbled upon my designer. So if you want to use the same person as me or whatever else, I used this Boicho Media lady. She was very nice, and I would definitely recommend her, and we'll definitely be going back to her in the future. So just some things that your designer is going to ask for you. They're first going to ask you for like some sort of like inspiration so that they know what to design. For that, I would go to Facebook, Etsy, Instagram, whatever. Look at stuff that has high likes, high comments, good engagement, and try to like maybe work with that. Send some of those over, maybe add some of your own flair to it. You just don't want to try to like reinvent the wheel. So if you find something on Facebook, Etsy, Instagram, whatever that works, maybe utilize that for your first couple designs. Something else the designer is going to ask you about is file type, colors, as well as sizes. So for that, I had to do some digging. And I found that we're going to want a PNG because we want a transparent background, and you'll see the reason for that in a few minutes here. However, yeah, we'll want to go with the PNG. And because we're doing a PNG, we have to use RGB because PNGs use RGB. And then as far as file sizes go, you're going to want to hop on Teespring or whatever print-on-demand store you're using and figure out what you're going to want to print on, and see what the max dimensions are, and give those to the designer, because you're going to want to use the max dimensions for the best quality print. Something that I'd also like to mention is that it could take anywhere from like 5 to 7 days to get your designs back from your designer. So if you're in some sort of time crunch, make sure you do that early and not late. I kind of ran into the same issue, is probably why you guys saw that I didn't have a video out last week. It was because I was waiting for my designer to come back with my designs. So I didn't really have enough content to be able to put out a video. So make sure if you are in a time crunch, you submit those designs and stuff to your designer early. All right, now on to the fun stuff. We get to build our print-on-demand shop. All right, so to build that, we're gonna head on over to the computer here. I'll show you kind of what the interfaces look like, what you can kind of expect, and this might help you when you're thinking of designs or thinking of things to send your designer, etc. So yeah, we'll hop over to the computer now. All right, so here we are over on Teespring. This is the design launcher, so this is where you're going to put your designs onto clothing or whatever you choose here. So one of the things that I would recommend is these trending products here. So like face masks, for example, with everything going on in the world right now, are pretty hot. So I'd recommend putting your design on a face mask. So we'll start with a face mask here. And what you're going to want to do is add an image to it. And so as you can see here, I have images here. So I'll put this logo that I'm using for my work here onto here. You're going to want to make sure that it fits inside the safe zone. So for each of these different products, there's going to be a safe zone. So just make sure that it fits inside the safe zone. You can kind of center it. There's like nice lines and stuff that makes it so you can center it pretty easy. Then you can see the preview of what it would look like on the actual face mask here. And then go on to the left pane here, and you can see what colors look like on it. So for example, I wouldn't want to choose black because black drowns out all of the words and stuff. So I would probably only recommend throwing it out here with some pink and blue. Blue looks pretty good on it. So then I will click done here, head on down to the next thing here where you select what image you'll see on the actual screen. So which thing is going to pop up here for your product. So you can see I chose these as my defaults for my actual store. So you can sit here and you can see that it's going to set it to this as the default. So I'm just going to leave it as that because I kind of like that. And then as you can see here, at $14.99 you'll get $7.49 profit per sale. So it's usually pretty good to try to keep your profit per sale between $7 and $10. So I'm going to leave it here at $14.99. Press continue, and this product is done. So now I can look at the rest of the things here and be like, okay, I want to do a phone case, or I want to do a tote bag or a mug, or whatever. There's a bunch of different categories in here. You can do it to any of them. For time's sake, I'm just going to continue on here. But I would recommend that you put your logo on multiple types of clothing, or whatever you're planning on using. Then you create a new listing by typing in the title, description, etc. Some of the URL. URL is usually just auto-generated from the title, and then put it onto your existing store, or create a new store if you haven't created one already. So after you do that, you can pop on over to your store, and you can see that all of your items are here. So you can click here and like look at the different apparel, homeware, accessories, etc. So I can look at just face masks. You can see these are my 5 different designs that I got back from my designer. So one says Maltese mom with a little Maltese thing, like I have plans with my Maltese, like little funny sayings that I think people in my niche would like. So yeah, this is my storefront. You'll probably want to do something like this. You can also customize your storefront more and like add like banners and logos and stuff all around here. Right now mine's pretty basic, but I'll probably build that out as I go. But yeah, that's what you kind of can expect from print on demand storefront. All right, and since we're starting this business from scratch and we don't have a ton of money to put towards it, we will try to build on Instagram to hopefully sell our product on. So we're gonna hop over to the computer again, and I'll show you what we're doing with our Instagram. All right, so here we are on the Maltese Apparel Instagram page. So as you can see, I already have 9 posts up here because you don't want to look like a fresh account when you're trying to build it. And also, as you can see, I have my logo on a whole bunch of products here, but I never bought any of my product, haven't gotten any product in. I don't know these people that I posted about. And that is all thanks to this website called Placeit.net. So on this website, you can look up things such as like a t-shirt, and you can place your design, as we wait for a second, on a t-shirt. So I could click on this design of a mother with a daughter, and as it loads here, sorry, internet is a little bit slow today. There it is. We can upload an image, and I will pick the same image that I picked from the last clip here, and you can resize it. So I'll just leave it whatever at this size, and it throws it right on the shirt like that. So this right here is the reason that we wanted a transparent background. So without a transparent background, we wouldn't be able to change like the color for shirt. So for example, now we have a yellow shirt, and since we had a transparent background by using a PNG, it looks much better when you throw it on a shirt like this. So I just found a bunch of different little pictures like this, threw my logos on it, and threw it up on the page. Another thing you can see here is that I didn't want my entire feed to just be spamming my apparel stuff, so I added these little this little theme of Maltese dogs with like little like Maltese jokes and dog jokes and stuff that'll also litter my page. So if you're kind of wondering how I made those, we can pop over into Keynote over here for a second as I pull that back over here. And in Keynote, which is a Apple iOS program, so I can do this from my phone or from my laptop. I just created this like little template, and then I just changed the words to it and export it as an image on my phone. And it's super easy to then upload. So I just made it a square slide. You can probably use PowerPoint or whatever other sort of programs you have, but yeah, so now all I have to do then is just change the words and then post it, and it's super quick and easy. All right, so the goal for this next week is to build up that Instagram so that we don't have to pay for any advertisements, and we can kind of start from scratch and start making some money on the Instagram page by selling some products. I've been watching a ton of YouTube videos on how to build an Instagram, so hopefully everything that I've learned recently will work, and I'll be able to build up that Instagram and share a bunch with you guys in next week. Please, if you're out there, don't pity buy any of my products. I kind of want to see if I can do this organically, so thank you for that. And with that, that's all we got for this week. If you enjoyed this, you learned something, you're following along, like, comment, subscribe, and I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.